Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. I'm Maggie Moreland, and I'm really glad that you're here. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about balance, just because it's something that has been on my mind, and I just wanted to share my thoughts about the topic. I feel like for a long time, I have been striving to find balance in my own life, and I've never really been able to find it fully or even really understand the definition of what balance is or what balance looks like really until recently. And I'd still say that, I teeter in and out of balance on a regular basis. Life has its ebbs and its flows, its ups and its downs. Sometimes you're in it, sometimes you're not. But I definitely feel like I found something really amazing recently, and I feel really in balance and authentic, in line with my highest self. But balance. So, as you may have seen, if you've been following my journey for some time now, or if not, I have been in and out of many different fad diets and in and out of binge and restriction for quite some time. So this is just one aspect of my life that I'd say was out of balance, and I guess that's where I kind of want to focus in this conversation, is just around balance, in the sense of like nutrition, nourishing ourselves, and what we eat. Balance with what we eat. So balance to me is not eating whatever you want 50% of the time and eating clean the other 50% of the time. Balance is not doing a cleanse once a month so that you can drink and eat pizza every night the rest of the month. Balance to me is not restricting your food in the sense that it's not restricting, or you're not restricting yourself from eating things that you want to eat, but you're also not restricting your health by eating things that you know aren't super good for you. So finding a balance between those two aspects within not restricting. Just because personally, for me, I'm at this point where I'm not restricting any food groups, and I'm working towards incorporating a lot of different foods back into my diet that haven't worked for me in the past. I'm building my my gut health back up and building my metabolism back up so that I can kind of eat these different foods that I want to eat, like chocolate, for instance. But in that, I'm not saying, no, you can't eat this, no, you can't eat that. I'm allowing myself to eat whatever I want. Like, oh, you want to have guacamole? Cool, go have guacamole and chips, But in that, I'm saying, okay, but I'm not going to eat something that I know is not good for me, because that's just another form of restriction in my eyes, because we're restricting ourselves from living optimally by eating or drinking something that we know isn't optimal. There's a fine line, I'd say, in that aspect of things. So I'm no longer restricting myself, and I'm no longer eating things that make me feel like crap, specifically junk food. And I'm no longer, doing extreme cleanses and detoxes and things like that. And I say that, and I'm just thinking, like, my skin does not look the best right now. I'm working on it. I'm okay with it. I'm just finishing up my period here, so I'm sure it's hormonal in some sense. But I'm just really grateful to not live a life where, like, I'm constantly feel like I need to cleanse. It's almost restrictive to just constantly feel like you have to do a cleanse. Like, you've eaten something and you feel like you need to get it out of you, or you don't feel like you're eating the best foods and you need to get them out of you, Instead, I'm building. I'm at a place where I'm building instead of detoxing or taking away, getting rid of. I'm at a place where I'm adding things in instead of restricting and taking things out. I mean, I haven't always had that, you know, and I feel like a lot of people don't. You know, we live in a world where, like, we tell ourselves no a lot, you know, when we want something. It's like, no, you can't have that. Instead of asking why, you know, instead of when we see a donut or a piece of delicious chocolate cake, or not even see it, but we're craving it, instead of saying, no, you can't have that, we should change the conversation to why do you want that food? Like, what is it in that you want in that food? You know, if it's chocolate, maybe you need more magnesium. If it's something salty, maybe you need to add some sodium in your diet. You know, if it's a bunch of carbohydrates, maybe you're not getting enough carbs. Instead of just thinking that we're having cravings for that food, it's our bodies telling us that it needs something. So I think that has been a really big aspect of me bringing myself into balance with my diet, is just listening to myself, but asking why. When my body says, hey, I need this, it's like, okay, why? Like, why do you need that? And then providing it with what it is actually asking for. If it's masked in something like a junk food, you know, asking why. And that's just been, like, really helpful for me. And I'm just really grateful to have food freedom in a sense, but to be able to eat chips and guacamole and not feel guilty about it, you know, or eat a bunch of fruit and not feel like bad about eating sugar, you know. I'm allowing myself to have balance and eat kind of whatever I want in a sense, you know, and not limit myself or restrict myself of any kind of food, but also calories. You know, I feel like for a long time I've been like, oh, you're only allowed to eat 1,600 calories, and that alone throws your body out of balance. That alone puts your body in a stressed out state, and it puts an imbalance in all of your hormones, which just perpetuates imbalance. And I just feel like by not only bringing balance in, like, the nutritional aspect of my life, many other aspects as well, but it has been pivotal in my entire life. And I'm just so passionate about having a balanced, whole food, nutritious diet, and I look forward to sharing more. It's kind of just my thoughts currently. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and feel free to comment down below with any video ideas that you might have. Alright, guys.